Yeah, it starts. See, when you own a Dodge, you don't got to do all them cold start videos because it's not that dramatic of a deal. You just turn the key and go brum, and it runs. So we're gonna get it pushed off the trailer and get it in the barn where we can at least get the heat on, and then we'll do a walk around and show you a little bit more about it.
Well, something works on it.
Well, we're here in the garage, and I figured since we got it off the trailer and got it in here where it's not quite so bad weather, and you can hear what I'm saying, we'll do a walk around of the truck. Now, this truck is a really slick truck. I told you that beforehand. The only thing that's really wrong with the exterior of it is this mirror is missing. Well, what's left of it's in the back end, and this door panel is sitting in the back seat, which I don't know why that is, but anyway. Besides for that, the rest of the interior looks great. There is an outlet down there in the middle for a inverter. So, and I also saw some plugins in the back seat underneath the seat where the inverter's set. So they took and put that underneath the vinyl floor mat and everything like that. There's a door panel back there. But what do we got in the back end? We've got what's left of our mirror and just a bunch of random junk. So, looks like some high pressure lines and things like that, gas lines and stuff. Decent tires, no dings along the bed, no dings in the back bumper, no dings in the tailgate. These are really bad. These tailgates ain't very strong. They'll bend down right here if you get any weight right on top of them, but it's perfect. I mean, it's dirty. It's got a little bit of grease and stuff along the bottom, but besides for that, it is a really good shape. Now, we figured out on this truck, it has been sitting for close to 2 years. And we found an oil change sticker up on the dashboard that says 137,000 miles. So the truck's most likely has less than 137,000, probably somewhere around 133, 135, somewhere in there. But we'll try to take and, I haven't even popped the hood yet to see what the electrical situation's like, but we'll get to that after we get the walk around. Right here, if you guys can see, is the plugins where I thought that inverter set. I think it's set right underneath there, underneath the seat. And here's the captain's position. It looks pretty good. There's a small rip in the seat, but besides for that, it's in good shape. Let's take, where's the, there it is. They moved the hood latch on me on these new Chevrolets. Do we want to take bets on if it's got a motor in it? I'll bet you $1 it does. All right, I'll give you guys my address. Send me $1. Well, right away I can tell there's a little canister that sits on top of this air intake. I can tell that's gone. Well, no, never mind. It's sitting over there in the fender. Oh. Well, this looks like it would go to inverter. Right there's a circuit breaker, and there's a high amperage solenoid over there on that side. And to me, well, to me it looks like this electrical system isn't hooked up right to this battery. Now obviously this battery's dead, but I'll take this. But as you can see here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 studs here. This comes out and goes into this main stud here, which is what this is hooked to. That runs to, that one there should run to the starter. The second one runs to the starter. The third one is empty. The fourth one is empty. So this one here should be hooked to one of these, but it's not. And then this one runs all your electronics for your PCM, all your internal stuff, everything like that. So I would about bet that this is a mega fuse here, if I know right. And basically what'll happen is if this starts pulling more than 175 amps, it'll burn up inside of here. And to me, I don't think it's hooked up to that mega fuse right. I really don't. Anyway, we're gonna take and get around and do that I got a jump pack sitting over here, and I'm gonna take and hook it up. I think I'll hook it up to this stud right here, and that is the power wire that runs over to the ECM that runs everything electronical for the truck, and then this one here runs a starter, so we'll hook them two up and see if we can get it fired up and at least see how many miles is on the truck, definitely. So give me a second, let me grab that jump pack and I'll be right back. Jump pack here, and let's get our cords. Set that right down there so we don't lose it or don't fall down. Now let's see what it does. I've got power. 134,218. At least you don't have 300. Ooh. Well, now I know there's something wrong with it. It's 3/4 a tank full of fuel. You ever get in a truck that's full of fuel, you know there's something wrong with it. Wonder what. Okay, I hear the solenoid for the starter, but the starter isn't engaging. Oh, give me a second, I about bet that mega fuse is blown. And that one right there is hooked to it. Okay, so if I take this and stuff that down in there, at least get that. Okay. Oh, we've got a dinger now. Fire in the hole. That's not good. Shut it off. That's a knock. Well, damn. Well, guys, we figured out what's wrong with it. It knocks. Which is all right. And then, because, you know, I work on a lot of these trucks. I buy a lot of these trucks. So, and when it comes down to it, if I got to take and put another motor in this truck, I can pretty much do it for free. And let me tell you why that is. Why that is because, like I say, I've got a couple of these parts trucks, and I've never had to use the engine out of them. I mean, now taking granted, there's been ones that needed oil pumps and lifters and things like that, but this has probably been the first 6-liter I've ever run across that's actually got a knock in it. But, you know, anything could happen. You know, they might have run it low on oil or something. You know, it doesn't really matter now. But so if I got to put another motor in it, it's not really that big a deal. It's just my time and labor to do it, and that's about it. I've got a motor sitting out there that in a truck with no transmission and no front clip, so it won't be that hard to pull it out. But and it's a low mile 6-liter motor that runs perfect, so it should just drop right down in there and bolt right up and everything work perfect. So, and like I said about them parts trucks, I've got 2 or 3 of them, and how I came across them is, you know, I bought one with a bad tranny. That was the first one I bought, and I work on these trucks so much that I need a part for another one. So I'm like, well, that one's got a bad tranny, so I'll pull parts off it. And then I start pulling more and more off of it. And I kind of kept track on how much them parts would have cost me if I'd had to go buy. And I've paid for that truck 2 times over, and I still got a lot of parts left on it. I got a bed and a bunch of other stuff, and I've still got a motor. And that's where it comes down to it. I could put this truck and I could fix this truck for dang near for free, because that truck's already paid for itself. It's already in the profit, as that parts truck is. So if I'd had to go out and buy this 6-liter motor, you know, I might be $1,500, $2,000 for this motor. I'm just guessing. So that's how that comes in. Now, when it comes down to this truck, I bought this truck unreasonably cheap. $7,500 is a steal for this truck. I mean, you know, look at it. It's beautiful. So when I bought it for that money, I expected to be an issue. When it was this easy to start up, I pretty much figured there was going to be an issue on it, which not long after I started up, I figured out the issue. But that's neither here nor there. Because when it comes down to it, nobody's going to sell this truck for $7,500 if all it needs is a couple battery cables fixed back up on it. I mean, they're just not going to do it. Now, it does happen. I have bought trucks for that money. you know, but it's a 1 in 100, 1 in 1,000 scenario. You know, it doesn't happen very often. You know, like if a mistake is made and somebody considers, you know, I've bought trucks over time that people consider to be a bigger issue than really are. I mean, I've bought trucks like that, but, you know, this truck does have an issue, which we'll take care of and we'll fix. It won't be that big a deal, so we'll get on down, and I think we'll start pulling this motor out, and stay tuned and comment what you think of my beautiful new project. Subscribe for updates, and we'll see you guys.